I'm T.
And I'm E.
And this is the DDD.
Great day, holy brothers and sisters, on this totally terrific Tuesday. On March 20th, it is the 4th of Nisan, and we are up to AvodahZara, page number 64.
64b2. We learn in a brayso that who is considered a resident stranger? Whoever accepted upon himself before a court composed of three chaverim, three people, not to worship idols. These are the words of Rabbi Meir. The sages say, whoever accepted upon himself to observe the 7 commandments that the descendants of Noah accepted upon themselves, as Rabbi ArtScroll says in the bottom, 7 universal laws, the Noahide code, including courts of law, against idolatry, immorality, murder, blasphemy, thievery, and consumption of limbs torn from a live animal. These sages say that this ger toshav, this resident stranger, is one who formally undertakes to keep these 7 commandments. These practical tidbit we can learn from today is that just as we Jews try to keep all the commandments we can to keep a just, moral, wonderful life, so too, even if you're not Jewish, there are 7 commandments that are fantastic to try to keep that as well ensures a just, moral society. So we should do whatever we can to keep up justness, morality, and inherent good, upstanding, righteous type of way of life.
Rabbi Nachman states that even though one may not benefit from prohibited wine, it is permissible to accept wages in order to break barrels that contain this wine. Rabbi Shalom Rosner quotes Rabbi Yitzchak Peterberger from the Pri Yitzchak, who explains that it is permissible because idol worship is intrinsically abhorrent and needs to be destroyed, and parallels that case to a question of if a Jew can work for a non-Jew on Pesach in order to destroy his chametz, or bread. Now, a Jew normally is not allowed to have any dealings with chametz on Pesach, and his own would have to be completely destroyed. But the chametz of a non-Jew on Pesach is not inherently terrible. And the question is, why? What's the deal with bread on Pesach that Jews have to flee from? Rabbi Akiva Tatz explains that bread is a source of our sustenance, and we need it to live. But we also learn a lesson of time through it on Pesach. If left unchecked, 1 second can make the difference between matzah and chametz, or life and death. We learn this lesson from our forefather Yitzchak, whose name is literally made up of the words Kates and Chai, which means death and life. We must live with our feet here in this world while our heads are in another. We should use this world to springboard into the next dimension. We use the physical as much as needed, but not a drop more. We have a soul along with a physical body to help teach what a proper relationship should be. We are required to enjoy all the pleasures of this life, but not precious, which means separating the physical just for the physical itself. Zerizos, or alacrity, can be slow, but it must be the exact amount of time that is required. We must not let our matzah, or our mitzvos, become sour. Tach mitzenu means do not let it become chametz. There is nothing else different about the items except time. The letters from the word matzah and chametz are even the same, except that the hey becomes a ches, with the tiniest drop of ink in the time dimension. Everything in Judaism centers around time. The first mitzvah that we learn in the Shulchan Aruch is to jump out of bed in the morning. The problem in Egypt would have only been the exact little bit of time. Expansion of time is exactly the opposite of Judaism. We search to rid ourselves of chametz, which is the expansion of ego. And ego, as we know, stands for edging God out. We only use time to transcend it. Thank you so much for using this time to learn together. And if you appreciated this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow. A lesson of life and death, ego.
Hello!